And so we talked about kind of our detoxification pathways. I mentioned phase two, which is more of the sulfur amino acids. We also have phase one, and that's going to involve, some more of our cruciferous vegetables, the
Mhm.
diindol methane, the B vitamins. This is also really important. So the more crummy someone's diet is, or the more standard American it is, that can be a problem because we're just not getting the nutrients to go through phase one to phase two. But also, if we have B vitamins and we're eating good vegetables, but we're not breaking down our protein and assimilating those sulfur amino acids, you can actually start to mobilize toxins or mobilize estrogen, but now it's in your bloodstream, but now you're not able to get it excreted out via phase two
Yeah.
because you don't have that good protein and that good digestion. So we want to make sure we have the nutrients coming in your diet from phase one, but we also want to make sure the proteins are dialed in and you have the ability to break down those proteins.
Phase
That's
two.
where we're getting the hydrochloric acid, the enzymes. We're making sure we have good normal transit time. We're making sure if we have bloating or gas or probiotic imbalances or SIBO, we're also trying to make sure we address that. I can't tell you how much women or even men have hormonal imbalances in the gut component. That GI component gets missed, especially if you go to a conventional MD.
Yeah.
People with hormonal issues, it's pretty much here's a birth control pill, here's an antidepressant, call it a day. Okay, maybe you have PCOS. Here's metformin. We're not going to talk about how metformin causes B vitamin issues, which then depletes what? The phase one detoxification nutrients. It's like this vicious cycle. Once you
Yeah.
know kind of functional medicine and you can see everything from a root cause perspective, it's just like everything changes, right? So if you can see it from my eyes, you're like, oh yeah, that's just really a band-aid. And that's going to make the
Yeah.
problem worse over time. And so we want to actually get to the root underlying issue.
Yeah, and it's funny because I've been using that term. Of course, it's sort of like a cliche at this point, a band-aid. I don't even know if it's a band-aid. It's more like a because it actually creates negative effects in the bodies, and band-aids don't do that, right? Band-aids
Correct.
cover
That is
something up.
true.
It's a neutral thing. It's actually worse than a band-aid. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't even know what to correlate it with, but 100%. So if you're taking some of these medications, right? Number one, yeah, B vitamins are oftentimes an issue, but then two, liver congestion is an issue, right? Which is why for a lot of these medications, you gotta watch your liver. They don't know how congested it's going to get, how far backed up it's going to get in that phase two, phase one. Phase one typically happens easier than phase two. Phase two is where the
Correct.
blockage is usually happening for people.
Correct.
And that's where we're getting recirculation, beta glucuronidase. We're getting this recirculation of toxins or hormones or all of these different kinds of things that our liver just can't do. I mean, it gets congested because there's too much of a workload on it. We've given it too much to do.
Correct. And once you start getting more fat accumulation, let's say insulin resistance starts to happen more, you're accumulating more fat. Now your fat cells actually produce estrogen too. So
Yeah.
it becomes a vicious cycle. And so
Yeah.
for my men listening, really simple, focus on the food, focus on blood sugar, focus on the phase one, phase two detoxification. Make sure all the xenoestrogens from pesticides, glyphosate, putting your foods in plastics, hot drinks in
Mhm.
plastics, microwaving foods in plastics, switch to Pyrex, switch to glass, switch to stainless steel. Obviously, not in the microwave for stainless steel for obvious reasons. Use Pyrex. And then same thing for my women too, though. Those are the same lifestyle habits. You're not helping anyone by having soy burgers and the Impossible Burger. That's not good, right? That's not food. That's Frankenfood. So go to the
Yeah.
healthy, high quality grass fed meat. Remember,
Yeah.
cholesterol is your friend. Your sex hormones are made from a cholesterol backbone. So by eating good, healthy fats and proteins, you're actually supporting your hormones. And now
Yeah.
for my female patients, we're going to have to look at the adrenals. The adrenals play a big role because the more
Yeah.
depleted your hormones get, you may need a little bit of low dose bioidentical HRT. You may need herbs to kind of work on the HPA axis, right? The LH, the FSH, that upstream signaling to work on things. There may be some liver issue. We may have some borderline non-alcoholic fatty liver. We may have our liver enzymes AST, ALT greater than 30. That's possible,
Mhm.
right? We may have some slightly elevated uric acid. These are signs there could be some fatty liver stuff happening. We may have fasting insulin greater than 10. We may have our functional glucose tolerance. Get a blood sugar meter. We may be greater than 100 2 to 3 hours after eating. That's a sign that we may start to have some subtle changes there. And then, of course, we're going to do some lab testing to look at estrogen, maybe in the first couple of days of your cycle and definitely in the luteal phase. And same thing with progesterone. We're going to test these things with our guys. As we increase estrogen, here's the problem with estrogen it decreases the LH feedback loop from the brain. So LH comes from the pituitary, stands for luteinizing hormone. It stimulates the cells of Leydig in the testicles to produce testosterone. And estrogen comes in, if it comes in exogenously, meaning from the outside in, it decreases that LH. And so now you have less internal production because of the external hormones coming in. And so people are like, well, how do I get my testosterone up? The first thing is stop getting bad hormones that are xenoestrogenic from the outside in, because that starts to help improve your LH signaling. And then, of course, work on detoxification. And there's certain herbs we can use to kind of bring that LH back online as well. So it can get a little bit complicated. Comments there, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And then I like to use for in terms of liver support for, and we did this with Emily, for example, is we like to use DIM sometimes. DIM is a great way that's
Diandol methane.
Yep, that'll clear, help to clear phase two process of the liver, and then also we like to use calcium D-glucarate, which is another healthy processor for the gut and the microbiome. So we utilize those two as well. And then we also sometimes will do molecular mimicry in terms of Vitex. Vitex will utilize for heavy, her heavy administration and those kind of things. We did about 1,000 milligrams of that, and that really took care of the job, almost better than what they wanted her to take pharmaceutically.
Oh, 100%. And so when it comes to upstream with females, LH is important to be worked on, and that's what Vitex or Chase Tree helps on. But we want to get tested. We want to see where you're at. We want to make sure other hormones that interplay are being worked on and addressed. Also, with women, low adrenal function, low DHEA can also impact female hormones. I can't tell you how many women I see, they're estrogen dominant, but they actually have low estrogen. That happens a lot, where we see low estrogen, but they're still estrogen dominant because progesterone's so low. Or their estrogen's normal, their progesterone's low, but then on the Dutch, we see the 2-methoxy, 2-hydroxy estrogen pathways for clearance are also depleted. We want to be 50% or higher on that, and we're just lower. So we're just not methylating, clearing out the important estrogens. And again, the healthier we methylate, that keeps our estrogen 2 to 4 to 16 in balance. We want to be dominant estrogen 2 versus 4 and 16. Yeah. So we have estrogen metabolites that are downstream. 4 and 16 tend to damage DNA and they're more pro-cancer, where estrogen 2, estradiol, 2-hydroxy tends to be more healthy, proliferative, what we want. And again, it's the nutrients that allow that 2 to happen and that ratio to be more skewed to 2. That's where we see the glycine, the choline, the B vitamins, the folate, the cruciferous, the DIM, right? All of our good sulfur compounds, antioxidants, and our good amino acids. That allows more of that preferential ratio to shift more to the 2, right? 2 too much. We want more 2. We want less 4 and 16.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I wanted to, I think there's just some important things to know is for a lot of people that I see, and there's a lot of people that we talk to every single year, and you start to notice patterns. And one of the patterns that I notice, a lot of people come in and they've already tried to do a whole bunch of things on their own, and they've seen a lot of different people saying, take this, take that, take whatever, right. Some people go through detox protocols and they come and they're actually worse than they were before they ever started the detox protocol. And so we're kind of explaining all of this stuff to you guys so that you can understand the concepts and what's going on. But really, even for us, the best way to help somebody to move forward is we have to get some eyes on some data. We have to get some eyes on some data in your history and understand what's going on to really put it together, because a lot of people show up and they've just tried so many different things and they are worse, not better. It's not that they're utilizing things that we wouldn't recommend, but maybe they're taking it at the right time, wrong time. They're not binding correctly. They're not doing things kind of in an order of the body it is at play. And so getting some of these good workups with a practitioner like Justin or like myself, getting a good workup will help us to create some sort of a starting place that we can track and actually improve over a period of 6 months, maybe even a year for some people, maybe even longer than that. It takes some time to heal from these things naturally.
Really good points. So big things out of the gate. We gave you guys a lot of kind of diet things to think about. We gave you a lot of things to think about in regards to gut and digestion and motility. I think some of the deeper things that have to be looked at is when the gut issues are chronic, where you're having more bloating, more gas, more motility stuff. We want to look under the hood and do some in-depth stool testing. And also, if we have some hormonal imbalances, we also want to run a comprehensive Dutch test. We may even want to run a blood test. We may want to time these up in and around the luteal phase. We may also want to look at DHEA and how the adrenals play in. We may also want to do some functional glucose testing as well. Maybe even looking at insulin. So these are all good things that are on our list, on our mindset of things that we go through with patients. So if you're getting stuck, right, feel free. There'll be links down below in the chat where you can reach out to us both. Okay, Rob is at heritagehealth.life, heritagehealth.life. I'm Dr. J at justinhealth.com. Links down below. If you enjoy the content, love to see a comment below. If you're getting stuck, feel free, reach out to us. Our team and staff will reach out to you and see how we can better help you and if you're a good fit. And also, there's a lot of good information here. So just start applying something. And then if you get stuck down the road, we're here to help. Anything else, Rob?
Yeah, 100%. I think that's a great starting point. Get started somewhere, as Tony Robbins usually says, right? If you want to get started, today's a good day.
Yeah, exactly. And again, if you've gone to your conventional MD and they just recommended birth control pills or they recommend an antidepressant, there is so much more you can do. I know if that was your recommendation and you feel just kind of lost or totally let down, there are totally good options. And if they told you, hey, this is just aging, this is what it's about, it's not. Okay, there's a lot of other options that we can take and a lot of paths we can take that kind of unlock your body's kind of healing potential.
Yeah, absolutely. Aging is the throwaway. That's the throwaway thing to use whenever I can't figure it out.
It
It's
is,
your age.
absolutely. It's true. Awesome, Rob. Have a good one. Take care, y'all.